All right, everybody, Bryce here, coming at you with another real quick crypto market update. Happy weekend. My wife and I are on our way out the door right now to a incredible event, and I'm really excited about it. But I'm even more excited about how the markets are moving. So I told her we're going to be a tad late because I got to give the good citizens of Crypt Nation a quick market update. Guys, there's a lot of big things happening, particularly what happened with Uniswap. Okay, I want to start here and then kind of go on. But what happened with Uniswap kind of flew under the radar, but what they did has tremendous implications for all of DeFi. And not just all of DeFi globally, but particularly getting some regulatory clarity in the United States. There seems to be some tides turning, and it's really important what they're doing. The Uniswap Foundation, for a long time, has kind of been holding off on doing any kind of revenue sharing with any sort of Uniswap token holders. They didn't want to trip any securities laws, basically. So what they did now, just actually yesterday, they published a report and a proposal to finally flip that switch, to turn fee sharing on for Uniswap holders. Those who have Uniswap tokens and then subsequently stake them, there are now proposals to be earning a fee, a yield, basically portions of the fees that Uniswap collects. And remember, Uniswap has processed over $1 trillion in volume, and there is substantial amounts of fees. Currently, those fees are going to just the liquidity providers, folks who are, market making on the platform. But anyhow, this is really, really, really important because it shows that some of the people up top, and by the way, the Uniswap Foundation has some of the brightest lawyer minds in crypto, and clearly they're signaling that they think the regulatory path forward is getting a little bit more clear. They would not do this fee switch if the regulatory path was increasingly muddy and they were thinking that they were going to be tripping securities laws. So anyhow, so they did that. And again, the vote hasn't been completely approved yet, but it's the first time it's ever been proposed by the Uniswap Foundation. So clearly they know something. Clearly they're preparing for something. The Uniswap token doubled since that proposal went out. And subsequently, many other DeFi platforms went up 25 to 50% in the past 24 hours. So it's been an incredible move across the market because there's just some really large rippling effects from that one thing going on with Uniswap, because again, many other eyes are looking at it and saying, well, if they did it, then we'll do it. And it's going to make the crypto economy that much more attractive. So we're going to be keeping our eyes out. Again, none of this is legal advice. None of this is financial advice. Just showing you guys what I have before I have to jet here. The other thing I wanted to talk about was Coinbase put a very strongly worded 27-page letter on the SEC's desk. And they were basically saying, you have to, by law, approve the Ethereum ETF. And my deadline for that, me speaking sort of personally, I'm looking at May 23rd. Okay, May 23rd is what a lot of the ETF experts at Bloomberg and elsewhere are saying that that's kind of the deadline that the ETFs for Ethereum have with the SEC. So mark that on your calendar. Again, Coinbase and Grayscale, talking about this conversion process that happened with Bitcoin. The courts ruled that because the Bitcoin futures ETF had been trading and approved by the SEC, well, then the Ethereum futures ETF that has already been approved by the SEC dictates that you need to have a spot ETF approved for Ethereum, just as they did with Bitcoin, because they said if the derivatives are approved, you have to approve the underlying asset, or else we're living in the upside down. So we're seeing the courts start to come to the aid of the crypto ecosystem. First they fight you, I guess it's first they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win. So we're in the middle of this then they fight you phase, okay? But it's not just crypto bros and crypto lawyers and all this kind of stuff getting excited about this. Actually, the American Banking Association and the Banking Policy Institute, along with several other banking lobby firms in DC and New York, they put another letter on the SEC's desk, which, by the way, it'd be a crummy time to be working there at the SEC, but just with all these letters and court cases and all that stuff going on. But anyhow, these very prestigious banking associations put a letter that said, we need rule changes to Staff Accounting Bulletin number 121. So what is Staff Accounting Bulletin number 121? This is like a law or like a rule that the SEC has imposed on banks, basically making it very difficult administratively, difficult with accounting reasons, difficult with over-collateralization for holding crypto, okay? Bitcoin, Ethereum, and any other ones. So if they had this rule change to SAB 121, it would basically make it much more capital efficient for banks to hold Bitcoin and to hold other crypto assets. This would be a very, very good thing. But again, this is the first time we've seen these banking institutes ask for this kind of this referendum, right, to a very, very, kind of stingy rule from the SEC. So this would be a great tailwind of capital into the crypto markets. This would mean higher prices down the line, okay? It's one of those structural things that I think needs to happen. This rule change needs to be approved before we could get, all the big banks, everybody into crypto. But it's happening, and they're fighting right now. So it's really, really, really good to see. Again, with the ETH ETF, the Bitcoin ETF, all these things going on. There's also another thing that's just kind of interesting. For the first time in a long time, Senator Warren in Massachusetts now has a really strong contender and competitor in her for her Senate chair. Okay, a guy named John Deaton. Okay, and John Deaton just put out his kind of introductory video that he is running for senator, United States senator, representing the same district that Elizabeth Warren has. And this is really interesting because John Deaton has been incredibly smart and incredibly aggressive with all these different court cases. He's been not necessarily the direct legal representatives of Ripple and Coinbase and Grayscale, but he has filed, many amicus briefs to the court supporting a lot of these crypto court cases. He is a legal expert in crypto, and he is now running against Liz Warren, or Elizabeth Warren, whatever you want to call her, Crooked Liz, some people might refer to her as. Whatever it is, it's going to be a fight, and she's putting out all sorts of publications, and she's trying to raise money and scare people away from this guy. But if I lived over there in Massachusetts, he'd have my vote. I'd have boots on the ground rallying around this guy because I've seen him talk. I've seen him work. It's incredibly inspiring what he's done and the legal cases that he's made, testified in front of courts all around the country, supporting crypto ecosystems. So this is big. And so basically, as you guys can see, the theme of kind of today's market update is all the regulatory progress that we're seeing in the crypto market that is just going to continue to be a tailwind to higher prices. At least that's my guess. That's my educated guess. Again, I've been around for a long time here in the crypto world. And so I'm seeing just, incredible strides to be made. So it's a lot to be excited about, especially if you're an altcoin holder. Okay, guys? So that's your crypto market update. I hope you enjoyed. And also, real quick, if you're not subscribed to a service where you could get actionable daily insights, all sorts of different technical analysis and fundamental analysis on the fundamentally best cryptocurrencies that really do have the best shots of being the biggest winners. If you don't have a service like that, but you want it, then for just $1, you could get a 2-week trial. Okay, you could come and hit that orange button below or hit the link, and you'll be able to get a $1 2-week trial to Crypt Nation. Okay, we've got a newsletter, we've got incredible buy zones and sell zones for all the best cryptocurrencies, along with a community of over 10,000 crypto traders and investors sharing their thoughts, sharing their opinions. We've got incredible amounts of video resources to help you go from whatever level you're at right now as a crypto investor to the next level, okay? So that's all I got for you guys. Again, click that link below, and we'll see you inside.